Fantastic. So our meeting can be officially started. Welcome, dear friends, Toastmasters, at our today's meeting. When you look into the chat, you will see the agenda for today, and I would briefly say that today we will have two prepared speakers and evaluators with panel evaluation. And at the end of the meeting, the whole meeting will be evaluated by our general evaluator. For that, we also have our great timer who will keep good eye on us and make the report at the end of the meeting how we were working with the time. And also from linguistic point of view, we will have a grammarian. Okay, but before we start the meeting, I would like to ask you a question. Since we are public speakers, very often we talk about stress of public speaking, and very often we talk about various methods or tools how to overcome this stress. But I would like to look at this issue from different point of view, from artistic point of view. Public speaking is also a form of art. And what does it make? What does public speaking make an art? That's something I would like to hear from you. What's your opinion? What is the artistic side of public speaking? What's the art part of public speaking? For me, it's mainly the creativity when we can come up with various ideas and stories, interesting, inspiring stories, which can not only grasp the attention, but also warm our hearts. I will start with ladies. Sonia, what do you think? What makes public speaking an art for you?
I probably would say stories. Because without a good story, you probably don't have much of what to talk about, and then there is not much of an art in it. So for me, it would be a good story.
A good story which makes public speaking an art. Yeah, I do agree with you. And Tessa, what about you?
I would say the art of public speaking would be relatedness and feeling for audience that, I think you know what I mean. It's difficult to describe, but
the rapport which you take or create with the people. Okay, Mariana, what is the art for you in public speaking?
I remember in the legacy education program, there was one project where you were supposed to read out loud a text from a book. And either it was a regular novel that you could choose, or it was a text that was quite difficult. And I guess also the possibility or the skill to read a text for the audience in an engaging manner. This is also an art.
Yes, I do agree. The more engaging we can make it, the better. And Yardo, what about you? Where is the art for you in public speaking?
Yeah, I agree with Mariana, because the real art is keeping attention of the audience and keeping it engaged, because I know some speakers who I attend their seminar in the middle of the night and it lasts 5 hours and I can be still engaged the whole night. But sometimes when I hear at Toastmasters, somebody is going to have a 15-minute presentation, I want to kill myself.
Okay, good to know that. I think that for me it's sometimes the same. Some speakers are, I can listen to them all night long, but some are a little bit challenging. And what about you, Peter?
The art in public speaking for me is to be able to convey my ideas and beliefs to more people at once, and then they see if they relate or not. But basically, the art is, because with public speaking you can change the world, right? That's what you can do.
Yeah, that's the tremendous power of public speaking. We can convey our message and change the reality of many people. That's a really powerful tool we have in our hands. Damian, what about you?
I think it is a story because through the story you can engage your audience, and whole story needs creativity, and you can improve the story through content, speed, mimic, gestic, and all of the things.
Great. I'm looking forward to see all of this you just mentioned in your speech as well. Fingers crossed. And what about our general evaluator, Anton?
Thank you. So I think that art is when a speaker creates emotion or emotions in the speech, and audience can really believe these emotions.
Yeah, that's true. If we are not able to elicit the emotions from people who are listening to us, not only we lose them, they also don't understand or believe in what we are talking to them. So yes, emotions are very important. And without further ado, I would like to invite on the stage the very first person, but it will not be our first speaker. It will be somebody else. It will be a person who will pay close attention to our vocabulary and how we are using our language. And he has something to say to us at the beginning of the meeting. So, grammarian Jardo, the stage is yours.
Yes, thank you for the stage. I'm here to tell you today's word of the day, and the word is self-fulfilling prophecy, which means, I will say it again, self-fulfilling prophecy. I will also put it in the chat if you want to know how it's spelled. And it basically means that when you carry some belief in your brain, it will change your behavior, and then you will manifest that belief and it becomes true. For example, if I see a beautiful girl on the street and I want to approach her, if I think that I'm gonna bother her, that she's in a bad mood and she's gonna reject me, it's gonna influence my behavior, and I'm gonna come up to her like shy and introverted and self-conscious, and then she will actually reject me because of that. But on the other hand, if I think she's gonna love me and she's gonna appreciate me giving her the compliment, then I will walk up to her with confidence and with open, basically, and with positivity, and then she will probably not reject me. So yeah, to repeat, it's basically when your beliefs in your head influence your behavior, and they become true because of that. I will now try to post it in the chat. And so yeah, that was the word of the day. Back to you, Mrs. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Jardo. Yes, as somebody also said, if you believe you cannot do it or you can do it, in both cases you have true. So if I want to believe that today and tonight will be an amazing Toastmasters meeting full of energy with great atmosphere and humor and excellent feedback, I think that at the end, I can say that this self-fulfilling prophecy came true as well. Great. I'm very curious how many people, how good or how well we will use this word during our meeting. And now let's get to the speakers because I think that they are eagerly awaiting for their time to shine on the stage. Our first speaker is a person who is known, among other things, as an excellent cook. And tonight he is going to deliver a speech which will be humorous speech from his past when engaging humor, and he will tell us something interesting, some stories, true or not true, and I'm really curious what it will be because it's from the deep past of his. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on the stage our first speaker, Damian Durchak, with his speech, My First Year Experience Living in England. Damian, the stage is yours.
Thank you for the inviting me on the stage. And I remember when I decided when I go to the England, it was 11 November 2019, and boy, I was naive. I read around 3 books per month about inspiration, self-development, and motivation. I was always positive person. My ego was pretty high because I thought that I know everything, and I had dreams, big dreams. And okay, my ego is pretty high even now, but that's debate for the future. I have big dreams. I had self-fulfilling prophecy in the mind that I'm going to start business in 1 year, and after that I will be traveling around the world, drinking pina colada on the beach and doing nothing. What a wonderful dream. I came to England and I started work in the warehouse, and beside that I was working on an online business website. I was working around 80 to 90 hours per week. I know that it's a lot, but I wanted achieve my goal as fast as I could and go back to home. And one thing, I was greedy. I mean, super greedy. I was saving on everything. I rented the cheapest room in the city. It was 9.4 meters wide, and it has just a drawer and a bed. And what's more, in the bed was a hole. I mean, normal bed are straight like this, but this bed was straight, hole, straight. And that's still nothing. What's more, in the room was a large window, and through winter times was coming through the large window was coming a lot of cold. I needed sleep in all my clothes on, even in jacket, even in jacket and hat. But I was still saving on everything, and I was thinking if I will spend £1.5 for the heat for turning on a radiator, but I decided no. I had battle in my mind, and I always saying to me, no, I can. But after 2 weeks, as you may know, I give up, and I think I paid first week I paid £3 per day for heat, and I fell in love with my radiator. That had been the second best day of my life. I had just £3 per day for the budget for the food. In Slovakia that is tight budget, but in the England it was even harder. And I ate just toast and butter. Sometimes I wanted to reward myself, then I put some potato on the between toast, but that was all. Again, after 2 months, I gave up and raised my budget to £6 per day. In the times if you open my fridge in the times, I have my cube of the butter divided on pieces: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and yeah, it was hard time. And many of you, even Lenka, said you know me as good cook, but in the England, I didn't know how to cook. I knew just how to cook frozen meals, and okay, we are not counting tea and coffee, so just frozen meals. That was all. I remember how I was cooking chicken breast. After 20 minutes, I filled whole kitchen with smoke and turned on fire alarm. And my chicken breast came up black as coal, and inside were raw and pink. And I was hungry in the times. Then I ate all my chicken breast. Yeah, but don't do that, because you can, even small piece of raw chicken can cause you salmonella or any other bacterial diseases. So don't do that. But luckily, nothing's happened to me. I continue after 8 months. I was still working on my website, and it gained a lot of views. And I was even selling online products like bracelets or merch and other stuff. And I was good at that, but I wasn't happier. That was a problem. I was ignoring my feeling and continued work harder and harder. But still, I wasn't happier. And then suddenly I stopped. I realized that if you are focusing too much on achieving your goals, you are forgetting live in the present. Okay, and it wasn't that quick that I understand this thing. Day after I stopped working on my website, I went to the supermarket and bought whole bucket of ice cream. It was summer. I was still sad, really sad in the times, and after ice cream, I didn't. So, and it was working, I think, because I had stomach ache and not sadness. Next day, I went to McDonald's and ordered 20 chicken nuggets, 2 Big Macs, 1 chicken burger, and two big lemonades and 2 big fries, almost everything, and ate that in 1 day. I'm glad that I have as good metabolism as I have, because my figure was still good for the summer. But one thing, I don't want to say that goals are bad. I think goals are good. But if you are taking them as source of direction, not something you're living for, I mean, good thing or good thing which is helping me live in the present is keep in the mind is that you don't need to achieve your goals. They are just a source of direction. I mean, they are helping you wake up from the bed early, or if you want to feel that you are improving yourself, then they are good, because you can go and work on your goals. But beside that, spend time with your family, with your friends, or do what you love. Thank you.
Thank you, Damian, for your speech. Fortunately, at our house, we don't have this fire alarm. Fortunately, because it wasn't so, it was just recently when I was also cooking and accidentally I filled the flat with the smoke as well. So being there, don't worry, And now let's welcome on the stage the second speaker, the speaker who started the online revolution many years ago, and now we can share and get the knowledge and experience from this wonderful woman who is going to speak about, well, I don't know, but it will be interesting project because it's about how we need to effectively, how we can learn how to effectively manage a project, to have people in the project, and how to make sure that at the end it is successful. So let's welcome on the stage the second speaker, whose speech from Pathway Manual, Persuasive Influence, is about managing projects successfully. The Promise is the name of the speech, and the name of the speaker is Mariana Dachova. Mariana, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I will share my screen because I wanted to show you some interesting pictures. So bear with me. Okay, so I'm at level 4 of persuasive influence, and of course I follow the Pathways education program, but at the same time I always try to adjust my speech topic on what actually is really the life bringing on me. So this time it will be about the promise, and because I am such a senior person in this group, I am not sure that you have lived through this, my dear audience. Do you know what this is? This is during communist or socialist times, the youth organization that was called Pioneers, this was a way how they gave their promise. And the promise, to translate it into English, was to build and protect our socialist homeland. That was the promise that everybody was citing when we were giving the promise. Of course, this organization was dissolved in 1989 or 1990. So such a ceremonial approach is not true anymore. However, this promise, or this ritual of promise, was taken probably from scouts, from the predecessor of this youth organization. So it is not something that pioneers or the socialist or the communist regime invented. It is something that is a very useful tool when you want to engage a big group of people to do something. And now the next slide is here. Another type of promise, the Toastmasters promise. Have you noticed that this portion of the text is on the online application that we all sign when we sign up for a Toastmasters Club? Give me your hands if you know that this is on the application document. I don't see anybody giving me any. Okay, Lenka. Okay, yes. So you see, now I go to so many meetings that I learned that actually we are really not aware that there is such a Toastmasters promise that we all could follow. And I will be happy to send you this because I don't want to go into detail. Everybody needs to read this in their own way and decide what does it mean for them. However, I have a recommendation for everybody who is working with teams or who is in a Toastmasters club, in an officer role or in a role that enables them to organize the meetings. So my latest favorite abbreviation is NCE. And NCE is abbreviation for non-controversial essence. That means you agree with a group of people on something that is really non-controversial for everybody. This is important in decision-making process for the groups. It increases engagement. And then you can build up on your vision with the team, with the group. You achieve together results that you set forth for yourself. You have continuous agreement among the group because everybody is going or following the vision. And last but not least, there is a great learning involved in all that. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mariana, for this amazing speech and for making us remember the promise which we made when we came to our clubs. And honestly, I do remember this promise. I do know we have also a presentation or in our past manuals behind the whole presentation for this. Plus we have small paper cards with this promise written on it. I need to look it up somewhere. I have it. So it would be really good to have, like, we have cards, name cards, and the visit cards. I don't know how it's in English exactly, to have our promise and to look at it from time to time and remember what is written there. Well, thank you for remembering this to me as well once again. And now, when we were talking about the art of public speaking, a very important part is also the feedback, because based on feedback, we can get better, we can improve our speaking skills and also our leadership skills, because it is inevitable. And how our speakers were doing, I think that every one of us will have something to say during final evaluation. But now let's give the stage to our evaluators, prepared evaluators. And the very first evaluator will be Mariana, who will evaluate the first speaker, Damian, and his speech. So Mariana, if you are ready, the stage is yours to give an evaluation for Damian.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Damian, well, was it a self-fulfilling prophecy for you, this project that you took in England for 1 year that you described? Your speech was meant to be humorous, and I must tell you that I had great fun because you used some very, very interesting tools to make your speech funny. That was perfect. I specifically noted that you used personal stories throughout the whole speech, which is an amazing tool for engaging in listening your audience. You showed you have great self-reflection skills because you actually gave your lessons learned at the end of your endeavor that you had. I like the body language when you were talking about the bed and how the bed was actually flat, how was the landscape of the bed, and very picturesque metaphors that you use. So definitely that was a great way how to approach such a project of speaking humorously. My recommendations to you are, first, I had you on a big screen and you were looking probably at us on your screen and at your notes. And sometimes look into that small dot that you have above your screen. Try it. You will feel like you are in TV because you will not be looking at us, but you will be looking at this small dot, and we will feel like you are looking at us. And my other recommendation is be mindful of your background. If you can put behind you some background picture or something, because we want to, here this is like an onlinepreneurs club, so we want to be professional. That means we don't want to show our bed behind us. Yeah, so that is a recommendation. And another recommendation, when you finish your speech, it is more professional to say back to you, Madam Toastmaster. Don't say thanks. Recommend to all speakers. Back to you, not thank you. We are here to listen to you. We are not, you are not here to thank us that we listen to you. Okay. And all in all, as said, yes, humorous approach to your story of life. That was definitely a great learning, and also a wonderful conclusion. So good luck on your next projects. I'm looking forward to hearing them. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
And now, as I said, every one of us can say what we like about Damian's speech and what can we recommend to make it better. We have 3 minutes and we can start right now. So feel free to say anything you have in your heart. Yes, Sonia.
If I may, I will start. As Mariana already said, it was entertaining and I was really laughing at some moments. My suggestion to that would be, and Mariana started with it, use more vivid imaginary words. You said that there was that hole in the bed and you start to show it. And at that moment, I would appreciate more time, more dramatization. You know, there is a bed and there was this hole. And then the bed continued. That voice and slowness will just give us more of the interest. You started to use it, you were sometimes louder and speaking quicker, and then you return to your normal tempo, but giving a slower tempo and more vivid words to what you are saying would make it even stronger. Otherwise, I really love it and it was really entertaining. So for me, the project was fulfilled. Thank you.
For me, I also like the speech, and as I was curious at the beginning, you made more of this vocal variety, hand gestures, and mimic in your speech, which was excellent. Okay, do we have another? Yes, Tessa.
Thank you. Damian, I have to say that I really liked your speech. What I want to depict is the fact that your English is getting much and much better, I have to say. I remember you coming to our club for the first time, and this is such a huge difference. Well done for it. Keep going. You're doing great. I loved your humor too, but they already told enough. And I loved your message in the end. And I also loved the beginning. You gave us like date, it's like really setting into time. That was really lovely. As Sonia said, you can stop sometime, and that would give us more time to think, to really taste the feeling. For example, suddenly I stopped. 4 seconds, and then you can go. But well done. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much for the feedback. Do we have any conclusion words for Damian? If not, in that case, we will continue with prepared evaluator. And that will be again Damian, who will give the feedback to the second speaker, who was Mariana. So Damian, the stage is yours and it's your time for the evaluation.
Thank you for inviting me on the stage. And now it's my time to give evaluation to Mariana. And Mariana, your speech was to the point. It was quick, and it has just 4 slides, and it has around 3 minutes, I think, or 3 minutes. And you manage, even I was listening pronunciation of this word manage. I manage it. You manage talk to the point of the speed in this speech, and that's what I like, I think, the most on the speech. And I want to say that at the beginning you asked us question, and who knows this, what is this, and you can you could little bit slow down for 3 to 4 seconds, and if someone raise a hand and more engage audience or connect audience with your speech. And I want to say that your speech was good structure, and I want to say you have good call to action, and you have good main idea. That's what I want to say. Your call to action was, have you ever someone read this document? Even I didn't read this document, and I am in the Toastmaster I think 1 year, and I think Sonia, she's there 20 years, no 10. Didn't read this document. That was good call to action, and you told us about vision as well. Overall, I think your speech was good, but you should a little bit focus on the beginning and on the starting to engage at the beginning. Overall, middle of the speech and end of the speech was good. Thanks. Oh, back to you, Madam Toastmaster. I need to learn this.
Thank you, Damian, very much for the evaluation. And now there's time for us to add anything we would like to say positive to praise the speaker and to give the suggestions. Yes, Sonia, stage is yours.
Yeah, I like mentioning of pioneers. I imagine that I was only a sparkle because the era just ended that year. Yeah, and I was preparing for my promise to pioneers and I couldn't go to Slovene. Yeah, nostalgia. So I'm not in the Toastmasters for 20 years, Damian, just a note. I really loved the presentation, that it was simple and very easy to follow. My suggestion might be that probably you can put it just to a normal presentation mode so we don't see the next slide. Otherwise, I like the topic and how you connected the promise to pioneers with the promise to Toastmasters, with what technically how we can use it. And I really love the flow of the thoughts at the end, especially because it had very energetic ending and very good like motivation. I have 2 notes which I put as a possibility for improvement. One would be that you had a look somewhere, I don't know where you have the notes, but you tended to look somewhere down for them. And the second one, you tend to do this. So just either keep a bit further away or just keep closer, just decide, because during the speech, sometimes it is like, so now you are stressing, should I pay more attention or not? Or does it have a meaning? Because for me, it usually when I come closer, it's something that I'm stressing. And then I'm thinking, okay, what's important on this thought? I'm like, I couldn't find it. So careful with that, that you might giving unintentionally meaning to a part which you don't want to stress that much, but you might be missing out more of the interest on a different part. That's for me. Thank you very much for the speech.
Thank you, Sonia, very much. And do we have another speaker to say his or her thoughts? Seeing none, I conclude this panel evaluation as finished. And congratulate to our speakers for delivering interesting speeches tonight. And we will continue with evaluation as well, because evaluation is not only good for speakers, it's good also for the person who is giving the evaluation, so we can get better at this as well. We will have 3 evaluators: grammarian, the timer, and the general evaluator. And now let's welcome on the stage the first. Yes, and Sonia is raising her hand.
Someone counted very unnecessary words in tonight's meeting.
Yes, of course. So I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I'm sorry, my mathematics skills are not good, never. So we have 4 evaluators now. And the first one, yes, the first one will be our counter, who will tell us how many strange sounds did we make tonight. Sonia, the stage is yours.
Thank you. I took some notes. I will start from the end as I wrote it. Anton, just one. So, perfect so far. Tessa, noticed one Jardo, as well one and one so. And for unknown reason, you tonight like because I heard it at least twice or 3 times, and one was definitely unnecessary. Then I have 3 speakers who were at the stage the most time. Mariana, once, so twice, well, twice. Damian, 4 times, 1, and 5 times, so once. And then we have the lady of tonight. Yeah, once. 3 times. So 4 times and twice. You could guess who might be the winner. However, these are tonight's unnecessary words which we used, and we don't have to. Returning the stage back to you, Lenka.
Thank you, Sonia. It's such an amazing feeling to know that I'm the winner, although I'm not in the right category right now, but never mind. It's good to be appreciated as the winner. And now, how did we deal with our language? How many, I don't know, slang did we use in English or improper words? And that will be the role of our grammarian. So Jardo, tell us, how are we doing with English tonight?
You are doing very good. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Oh, thank you, Jardo. Back to you.
Okay, just kidding. Okay, I was paying attention close to our English. I will not mention everyone in my report. I will only mention the people who I noticed made some minor mistake. So I want to correct that. First, I noticed Tessa when she was talking about the art of presentation. Tessa, you said relativeness, and I think the word you were looking for was relatability of the speech. Next, I noticed Damian, you said mimic and gestic, which are non-existent words in English. You can replace mimic with facial expressions, and gestic, like gesticulacja, is gestures. Then you said my English is pretty high. I think you wanted to say my English is pretty good. Then you used the word greedy, which didn't fit the context, because greedy means that you never have enough. You still want more and more and more. But you were talking in the context that you were saving money. So the correct word for this is frugal. Then you were saying often in the England. You are not supposed to say the, you just say in England. And then you said, thank you for inviting me on the stage. The correct form is inviting me to the stage. Then I noticed myself, I referred to Lenka as Mrs. Toastmaster, but I noticed all of you refer to her as Madam Toastmaster, so I prefer that. That's a note for me. Then I noticed, Mariana, you said, in Damian's evaluation, you said, your story of life. The better expression is your life story. Also, congratulations to the people who used the word of the day, which is Damian and Mariana. Hopefully, I didn't miss anyone else. And that is all for me today. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. And How are we doing with our time? That is an ultimate question to our timekeeper. And now I would like to invite to this stage Tessa. Tessa, tell us, how are we doing with time?
Dear Toastmasters, I think we are doing very well. Now it's 6:45 in Central European time. Sorry, I had to convert it. And I will give you a report about the time. Most of us were in green lights or colors. I will start with the Madam Toastmaster of the evening. She had for her speech 7 to 9 minutes, and she used 7 minutes and 34 seconds. First speaker Damian had 7 minutes to 11 minutes. 7 minutes to 11 minutes, and he used 8 minutes and 29 seconds, which is too green. Second speaker, Mariana, she had 2 to 3 minutes. She was a little bit over time. She had 3 minutes and 56 seconds, but it was acceptable. Right, still. The first evaluator, also Mariana, she did much better. She had 2 to 3 minutes, and she used 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Green color again. Our first panel evaluation was in yellow. That is the only yellow we have today, which was 2 minutes 48 seconds out of 3 minutes. Second evaluator Damian used 2 minutes and 8 seconds, and he had 2 minutes to 3 minutes. Second panel evaluation was in 2 minutes and 9 seconds, which was again green. We were doing great. And encounter Sonia, she was even under her limit. Sonia, you can spend more time on the stage. We like to listen to you. You had 1 minute and 44 seconds, and you could have 2 to 3 minutes. And our grammarian, Jardo, you had 1 to 2 minutes, and you managed to deliver your speech in 2 minutes, or report in 2 minutes and 6 seconds, which is still good. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Tessa, very much. Green color is supposed to be relaxing and good for our eyes. So thank you, Tessa, for showing us just the green color, because it made me relaxed during this meeting. And how are we doing in a nutshell with the whole meeting? That's the role of general evaluator. And I'm very curious at his feedback, because not only what went well, but also what went wrong can be made better next time. So, Anton, please tell us your report of a general evaluator, and the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. So hello, everybody. How was already mentioned today, I'm general evaluator. So it means I will evaluate now everybody who has not been till now evaluated. So let's start with Mrs. Toastmaster of the evening. So Lenka, I appreciate that your meeting started on the time. Then you explain agenda really precise and briefly. You cited very easy and good question on the start of the meeting. Your introduction of the speakers on the stage was really positive and kind, and you really kept good tempo and track on the meeting. So I can say everything was, let's say, on the time. What I would recommend to you, I mean, basically on your performance, there was nothing what I would recommend, but I would recommend maybe, let's say, things which are connected to the agenda. So things before the meeting. So I could notice that, for example, agenda in Easy Speak was not updated yesterday. So some rows, for example, are missing. Then I could see, or everybody can see that name of the second speech is missing, and it should not be the case. And then I would recommend to you next time, maybe also create some topic for the meeting. So these are my points which I liked, and my recommendation, thank you very much, was a really nice meeting which you lead. Thank you. Then I will go to the evaluators of the speeches. So we had two evaluators. First one was Mariana. So Mariana, I really liked that you mentioned the purpose of the Damian speech. So that you mentioned that it was humorous speech. It's really important to mention it. Then you had really brief evaluation and you highlighted actually everything what you liked. And you gave Damian very good and precise recommendations. And I really fully agree with your recommendations. What I recommend to you, you didn't mention if Damian fulfilled the project. So next time you can include it to your evaluation. Thank you very much. Then the second evaluator was Damian, and you evaluated speech of the Mariana. So your evaluation was Damian positive, was very kind, and you notice and appreciate all main aspects of the Mariana speech, and like structure or main point, etc. What I would recommend to you, Damian, you didn't mention purpose of the project from the start. So next time, please mention this. And if you say something, don't stuck there, just fluently continue to the next thing. What do you want to say? That's all from my side for you, Damian. Thank you very much for your evaluation. Then I will move to encounter Sonia. So very precise, brief report, easy. You choose easy way to report it. And I appreciate your sound effects. Yeah. And actually, I don't have any recommendation. It was brief, fast. Thank you very much. Then grammarian Yaroslav, Yardo, I really appreciate that you created word of the day. It's not really common in a lot of clubs, and I really like it if grammarian do that. And you also counted how many times it was used, and you also told us who used it. So I think it was really nice job from your side. And then what I would recommend to you, just one thing, don't mention names who said what wrong, speak about wrong grammar in general. So thank you very much for your grammarian skills. And last but not least was a timer. So Teresa Yanchova, I noticed that you use your color labels and it was really good. It was visible. And you also kept track on the time, and your report was brief and sufficient. Also, I don't have any recommendations for you. That's all from my side. Thank you very much. And let's continue in the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Anton, for your evaluation. And when I'm thinking about the conclusion for the meeting and about the question before the announcement, we were talking about this self-fulfilling prophecy. And when I'm thinking about this, I have to think also about the positive thinking in the way, how are we preparing ourselves for the day? Are we thinking in a positive way or in a negative? Usually when I ask members, what are you getting away from the meeting? They say many positive things. But I would like to hear you as well, but from the opposite way. How are you preparing for the day? How are you wiring your brain for the day? Do you do it the same way as for Toastmasters meeting, or is it something different? For me, it's completely different. For Toastmasters, yes, it will be perfect. It will be awesome. For a morning, yeah, I have to wake up. I don't want to wake up. So how is it with you guys? Sonia, how is it with you? With positive thinking in the morning?
Well, there are moments when it's a bit harder, but I do try to have some, like, let's call it a ritual. And I started with some parts very recently, some are for the longer one, but it usually works for me. Meditation as the first thing. Then I stay a few more minutes just thinking how I want the day to go. And then I usually read my affirmations and write some thanks. That's like what I'm trying. That visualization is very recent. Otherwise, the rest of the stuff, it's for a longer time and it does work for me quite well.
Great, great. I should try this as well. And what about you, Tessa? How is it for you?
For me and my start of the day, to be honest, I sometimes wake up like, oh yeah, I'm so positive. I feel so nice. This will be a good day. And on the other hand, there are days when I wake up and I will like, I don't want to live today. I want to stay in bed. And I really want to find out what influenced that. I really, I haven't. So I will work on this. But of course, if I have a bad mood, I'm trying to manage that.
That's good. That's very positive. I cross my fingers crossed for you to have every morning that's positive. And what about you, Yardo? How are you doing with this positive thinking?
Yeah, so I had a prepared answer about my ritual. So I guess I'm just gonna use that. Well, I'm starting the day with a cold shower, and until recently, then I was drinking green tea on an empty stomach, and then continued with meditation. But apparently, on the last dry weekend, I learned that it is not good to drink green tea in the morning, and it is not good to drink green tea on an empty stomach for some reason. So I just like remove that from my morning routine from now on.
Oh, I just hope it will not crush your morning routine negative way.
No, it's okay.
And Mariana, what about you?
Yes, I also have like a spiritual practice, I like to call it. And it's always in the morning. And then, of course, yoga at least for half an hour. And this is how I set the tone for my day, every day.
Wow, that's really amazing. I like that. And Anton, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, honestly speaking, I don't have any special routine. I just woke up and I do the life. Yeah, that's all.
So you just get to the work, like get your hands dirty with the work and live through the day. Great. And Damian, what about you?
And what is the question? Can you repeat it for me?
Yes, well, it was a long introduction, but to cut the long story short, how do you start your day in a positive way? I mean, what do you do to start your day in a positive way?
I wake up usually at 5:30 and then do some stretching in the bed, like play with my body, stretch a little bit there or there, and how I feel it. And then I'm continue to visualization, gratitude, read something interesting, and I'm going to the work on some project.
Right. Thank you, Damian. And Peter and Michael, the last members of the meeting. Peter, what about you?
Yeah, so I don't play with myself in the bed like Damian does in the morning. But I do meditation when I wake up. I make sure to drink a lot of water, and yeah, that's my morning basically. And then I have another meditation during the day, and that's it.
So many meditations. When I was doing that, it was working for me as well, so I should get back to it as well. And Havran, what about you?
I'm happy that I get up at a reasonable time, which for today was 3:30. And if I have at least one like good meal per day and not like just chips and fried stuff, and do some work, that's a positive day for me. So I'm fairly easy on. I don't do meditation. I don't do a lot of stretching. I don't play with myself as Damian does. So
And Yardo as well.
One thing for Damian, it means something else that you think. So you should maybe probably research your words more carefully next time.
Okay, dear friends, I can say that we have it in our hands that we can start our days in a positive mood and keep on living positively. And this self-fulfilling prophecy will be good at the end of the day for us. Do we have any, or are there any announcements which we would like to say now or never? Yes, Sonia.
Well, let's start with the, I will take it from Tonji. Next meeting supposed to be the improvisations in Slovak, and Anton will be the leader and I will be the general evaluator. Therefore, please volunteer for the roles earlier than later. I guess that he will be chasing you, and if he's not chasing you, I'm chasing him. And yes, Tessa? You are volunteering. Okay, I understand that. You know, you can talk to him. Otherwise, in 2 weeks' time, there will be a meeting, just pure improvisation in the Slovak, enjoying the time. And that's the first one. The second one, on 19th of June, there will be officers training for the new round. Therefore, who didn't sign up yet, please do that and sign up, and please attend. That's all from me. Very short, simple, and quick, almost.
Thank you. Thank you. Sweet and short, or short and sweet. Do we have any other announcements? If not, I conclude this meeting and open it for the after party.